my soul. Should've known that she was making witchcraft. Should've known that she would steal my soul. She asked me for a dance, then she cast her temptress spell. Seductive moves and whispers like a siren sent from hell. She told me where her room was and she beckoned me to go. Her body heat washed over me like a steaming lava flow. I should have known that she was making witchcraft. I should have known that she would steal my soul. I should have known that she was making witchcraft. The lure of her seduction made the devil's dark nights moan. My head was pounding when
If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. And thank you.
The views, opinions, and representations expressed on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network and its website are those of the hosts, guests, and participants, and are not necessarily those of or endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcasts, the management, other hosts, or advertisers of the network. The shows found on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network can, but do not necessarily, promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or condition or give any medical or legal advice. From our compound, from the West Coast to the East Coast to worldwide, both on the internet and terrestrial radio, you're listening to Gary Anderson on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark.
And that is me. Well, here it is, Thursday, October 24th. This week has just been flying, and next thing you know, it's going to be Halloween. I hope everybody's had a great work day. And, well, James, are you there?
Yes, I am here. How you been today, buddy? Oh, I got to say it was 68, close to 70 degrees and sunny today also.
Well, sunny here, but the temperature was in the 50s, so what can I say?
It's been beautiful here. It's been like September.
Well, just wait to November and December, then we'll see what the weather is going to be like.
Yeah, I'm afraid to wait. It's probably going to be cold and make up for all this lost time. It hasn't been freezing.
Oh, I don't know. We might have one hell of a bad winter this year. Who knows? Maybe where you're at, you'll be in 90-degree weather. Who knows the way things are going? Scientists, like they don't have things to do. They have been teaching rats to drive cars. That's rat-sized cars, of course. But these rats are actually getting in, starting the car, and going around an obstacle course. And naturally, they get rewarded for it, but they're intelligent enough to learn to drive a car. While there are some women and men out there who can't even learn to drive a car, and these rats, are just driving a car fine.
Well, these scientists, haven't they been watching Tom and Jerry when they grew up? I mean, Jerry's been driving those little cars for a long time. That would be freaky to see a little mouse go across your floor driving a little car.
Well, rats can get huge. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
They're not.
Oh, you're talking rat.
Yeah, they said rat and rat-sized cars. They're not talking mice now. They're talking rats. So, but evidently they're intelligent enough to be able to get in the car, actually get into the car by opening the door, then getting into it, getting behind the steering wheel, and then doing whatever it takes to, push the lever to make it run. And they go around this obstacle course. I've seen the video, but it's shocking. I just couldn't believe a rat would have the intelligence to do that.
Sounds like some pretty efficient multitasking varmints, if you ask me. Jeez. That'd still be quite a shock.
Well, I wonder what else you could teach a rat to do. If you teach them to drive, hey, maybe they can become chauffeurs. I don't know. But, I mean, figure this, a rat driving a car. Now, the car is a rat-sized car. You're talking, like a Tonka toy-sized car. But, I mean, they're driving it, and they're knowing how to stop. They don't hit each other. And they also show frustration when they get like four of them together. If you got one that's going too fast, you got another rat that wants to get them out of the way.
They're going to have some rat road rage going on pretty soon. That ought to be something.
I have no idea. It's weird what's going on science-wise. I mean...
Yeah, I wonder what the motive is. Scientists sit down, let's take some of these millions that we're getting for research, and, let's train these rats to drive these mid-sized little cars.
I don't know. I couldn't believe that when I saw that. Well, you know what? Today, there was a world record broken in Australia. They took 868 RVs, okay, and they went on a trip, bumper to bumper. 868 RVs. You're talking miles long.
Yeah, because RVs, they average like 20 plus feet long anyway. They're usually pretty long. That is a lot. That's. I wonder. Again, some people's got a lot of time on their hand. Hey, let's break this record, get a bunch of RVs, get them bumper to bumper, and go across the What'd you say, Australia?
Australia. Driving an RV is really crazy to do. I went from, driving, pickup trucks and cars, and then I had an RV. The first one was like 24 foot. The next one was the size of a Greyhound bus. And I tell you what, the neighbors, they didn't like me because, till I learned how to drive it. I mean, mailboxes weren't safe.
Yeah, they're a little bit different to drive for sure. I remember I had one a long time ago. It was the old Winnebago. Actually had a 413 Hemi in it, and it only got like maybe 8 miles a gallon on the highway. That's another thing. You better get a lot of gas, or at least have exits close by, because you get out there in some of the southwestern states, nothing but just roads. You want to have a lot of gas if you're in RVs, because they don't get the best gas mileage.
Well, I think mine got 8 miles a gallon, but it was diesel, and and the diesel was in the rear bed. The bed would lift up, and there was the motor. And I tell you, it's the same motor that you see in semi trucks. So it was a big size motor, but it got 8 miles to a gallon. And I carried my fuel tanks, both of them. It was like 100 gallons of diesel I'd carry on, to go on a trip. Hey, that same 100 gallons of diesel would be like filling your car up and driving it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I know here diesel's always almost 70 cents to $1 higher than regular gas. It's about $3 a gallon here. So, I mean, if you had a 100-gallon tank, you're looking at $300 just to fill it up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, at 8 miles a gallon. So you got to have some pocket change to even function or run one of those things. I mean, they are convenient to have, though. They're especially if you're do a lot of camping and stuff. But boy, oh boy, that's a lot of them lined up.
Yeah, I mean, 800 and some of them. And in Hong Kong, do you know how much a parking spot in downtown Hong Kong goes for to buy?
Oh, I'd be afraid to even guess. I know New York City, just to park a car could cost you a fortune. So I imagine it's even worse there. So hit me with the bill.
Around $1 million.
What?
In Hong Kong parking, a one space sells on the average for $1 million.
Wow. I mean, you gotta weigh your checks and balances and say, is it worth even owning a car? I don't think so. Not in Hong Kong. That's crazy.
It is. It is.
They're trying to get people not to own a vehicle or something.
Well, again, you have to figure, the overcrowding of Hong Kong, and every foot is expensive. It's not, it's worse than New York is. So you can figure to buy a parking spot, it's around $1 million, and that's crazy, isn't it? You just think about it. Then you can only afford a stick of old 63 VW Beetle or Bug into it. That's all you can afford to put in there because you're broke from buying the parking spot.
Yeah, imagine you got a $1,000 beater that's falling apart and you're paying $1 million for parking. That doesn't even compute. Doesn't even make sense. And I know, Hong Kong, it's a huge, huge city. I've seen some of them. They have these little, I don't know if they're hotels or whatever, but they stack like 10, 15, 20 people in a room. They sleep on top of each other in these little cubicles. You can barely even move. So they really knew how to pack things in over there. I guess for $1 million, you don't get much room, but that's ridiculous. Well,
in Taiwan and Taipei, I used to know a person there. They had an apartment. They had their relatives living in this one, bedroom apartment, and they divided it up because he showed me a picture of his apartment. They divided it up in like little squares with sheets hanging every which way. He had 14 relatives living with him.
Wow. I tell you what, those people know how to get the most out of the space they got to work with. I'll give them that. But, some people, you got more room in jail.
Probably, but could you imagine that you drank a couple tequilas or a couple beers and you have to run in? What the odds are? Okay, that's 14 people living with him, and him and his wife. So that's 16 people in like a bedroom, one bedroom apartment. So they're sleeping everywhere in the front. You don't even have a front room. It's all divided up. The kitchen's all divided up. People, could you imagine if somebody has to go potty or they want to take a shower? I mean, I wouldn't doubt somebody was probably sleeping in the bathtub. Hey, there's a spot to sleep.
Yeah, I can imagine coming home drunk in there and you're kind of disoriented and you're just kind of like bouncing through sheet to sheet and everybody's yelling at you and you're stepping on them. That would be a disaster.
Well, it might be a good thing for birth control too, because nobody could do anything because everybody would be there. Anyway, in a thrift store in Indiana, okay, one of the workers finds $7,000 in a jacket pocket.
Oh, that reminds me of that story with the ring yesterday, but $7,000 in a pocket in a thrift store. I am telling you, every time I ever do cleanouts or I used to go to auctions and buy stuff, I always check purses and pockets. You never know, you might find $7,000. So obviously he must have turned it in because it made the story. He didn't, because if he didn't turn it in, nobody would know about it. So,
well, like a lot of them do. When you donate, like to the Goodwill, St. Vincent de Paul, Salvation Army, right? They got people that sort through. And their job is to make, okay, this is sellable, this isn't sellable. But they go through every pocket, okay?